My brother's girlfriend demands that we treat her kids like our own. I refuse.
Those aren't my kids.
I, 32 female, have 2 sons with my husband, a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old. I obviously love my kids, but I don't really like other kids, especially kids I don't know very well. I am just not the maternal type that will want to interact with other kids or find them cute or whatever. By the way, this comes from OKJeweler4132, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, my brother has been dating his girlfriend, Natalie, 31 female, and she has 2 kids as well, 7 male and 5 female. When we first met Natalie, she seemed excited that I have kids and started planning how our kids will bond and play together. This did not happen, and the main reason is the age difference. Again, my kids are 3 years old and 10 months. I don't know how she imagined that her 7-year-old will bond so well with a baby or someone 4 years younger than him. Her 5-year-old daughter is a different situation. She is very rowdy, so my oldest avoids her at all costs whenever we meet during family functions or whatever. Despite our kids clearly not blending well, I would say that we were nice towards Natalie and her kids. Last Christmas, for example, the first Christmas since they got together, we gave gifts to her kids when we met at my parents' place for dinner, and I thought that was enough. However, Natalie decided to confront me on things I apparently did wrong and hurt her feelings. She mentioned I did not show a special interest in her kids that will potentially become my niece and nephew in the future. I refused to have her kids over at my place for play dates without her being present. To be clear, I am okay with hosting her, my brother, and her kids for a dinner or something. I refuse to make my son like her daughter. I am cold towards her kids. I explained to her that I can't and will not force my kid to play or be friends with anyone. I also said that I am not comfortable having her kids in my house without her present. I do not know her kids that well. I have no idea how they behave outside of the few family settings that we have all attended, and I don't want to be responsible for 2 stranger kids in my house. On the coldness side, I explained to her that I am not cold on purpose, but this is how I am as a person. I'm not a kids fan, I am not overly maternal, and I simply don't feel like being overly excited over kids. She said that this is not true because she saw that I am everything I claim not to be with my kids. Well, yes, because they're my own children.
That's crazy. It's like, well, why don't you care for my children like you care for your children?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because they're literally my children.
Yeah. She also claims that everyone has been excluding her children. When I asked her how, she gave me the same examples from above and claimed that my parents are more affectionate towards my kids.
Oh my God.
Yes, because they are their grandchildren. This is their first Christmas together. They have not been together for very long.
Year.
Yeah.
A year max.
Yeah. I think like once it is like official that you're in the family or like, you know, fully welcomed, you're like married or something like that, then yeah, they'd probably have a change in mind.
Sure.
But
sure.
Right now, you are still getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So, in the end, we were not getting anywhere. So I told her, look, Natalie, you started dating my brother 1 year ago. Also, my parents and I had a couple of meetings with you and your kids, and everyone was nice to all of you. I don't know what your problem is, but you need to speak to my brother. No one is excluding your kids. You can't expect us to treat your kids the same as mine. This is never going to happen. My kids are my kids. They don't owe anything to yours, and you are not entitled to anything from us. Please solve this issue with my brother. My brother apologized for her and mentioned to me that she sounds like a mad woman, focused on the absurd differences that she sees when it comes to our kids. He agrees that our parents are not doing anything wrong and that I am not doing anything wrong. He knows me and he is aware that I am not doing anything on purpose. He said that Natalie has been crying after our discussion, and while he agrees with me, he asked if I can try being more empathetic towards her feelings. I told him that I am polite to her, but she seems manipulative, and if she doesn't want to hear the truth, she should not start this kind of discussion with me. My brother is lost. He does not know how to manage this madness, and I am honestly confused if I did anything wrong when speaking to her. And we do have an update, but do you think that she did anything wrong?
No, I think that this woman is like expecting so much, or just like a lot of closeness in a very short time.
Yeah.
For example, if like you start dating someone and then they're like, I love you within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa,
like, hey,
whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that would be weird for the kids too, I feel, to be like, hey, like, I love you so much. And then like the kids don't even know these adults.
They're very young kids. We shouldn't be forcing these young kids to have a relationship with kids who are older than them.
Yeah. I have received a lot of feedback on my original post, and for that, I am very grateful. I tried replying to as many of you as I can, but it is overwhelming and my DMs are full. But I have read your comments, and I really appreciate you spending some of your time to talk to me. I will clarify some points that keep being mentioned, and then I will get to the update. Many of you pointed out that Natalie is looking for an instant family. Yup. I was not used to this term, but yeah, after reading your comments and looking for more information, I agree that this seems to be the case. Many of you asked about her family and her kids' father and grandparents. I don't know much about them. My brother told us something along the lines of she has a complicated relationship with her family, and we did not insist for more details. We considered this to be her privacy and assumed that we would get more info when she's ready. There was a lot of confusion on why the children don't like each other. Natalie's 7-year-old son has no interest in the kids, not even for his sister, who is 5. My baby is 10 months old, so except for his food, laughing, and being entertained, he has no interests at the moment. My 3-year-old son doesn't like Natalie's daughter because, as I mentioned, she is rowdy and too much for him. She is not used to playing with the little kids, and so she broke one of his favorite toys and pushed him on 2 different occasions, making him land on his butt. This led to my son clinging to me, my husband, or my parents each time he's around her. The most overwhelming part of this post for me was receiving a lot of messages from people who told me how they were forced to play with kids that they didn't like and how this affected them. I'm really sorry for all of your experiences, but I guarantee you I will not do the same to my kids. I would rather have people calling me names than force my kids to do something that they are not comfortable with, only to feed my ego and make myself seem like a nice person. In case it was not clear, I am a mother first, and my main priority is to be an ally to my kids, not be a saint or seen as the most amazing woman alive. Many of you accused me of not making time to bond with Natalie and her kids, even after her dating my brother for a year. To be clear, up until this point, I've only met her kids 4 times. I think people missed some details in regards to timing. Natalie started dating my brother last year around February. Last year, I was pregnant, I gave birth, and after that, I had to raise a newborn baby and a toddler. So yeah, sorry to disappoint some of you for not abandoning my kids at home to go meet my brother's latest girlfriend. I'm a very nasty person for raising my kids. Some of you seem to be very social people who are able to form bonds with new people in a matter of hours upon meeting them. I am not like this. For me, it takes time to grow a relationship, get used to someone, and be able to be comfortable. So in my books, the people who I've seen only 4 times in my entire life are still strangers. Lastly, I was accused of being a cruel person for not being willing to be Natalie's village. I'm sorry if she's in the position of needing a village instead of already having people willing to help her, but I have no obligation to be anyone's village. At this point in time, I am my family's village, meaning my husband, my kids, and my pets. I have enough excitement daily with my gremlins.
That's not a village. That's just a family unit.
Yeah, well,
if we're being technical, that's not a village. That's just my definition.
You're wrong, OP.
Sorry,
you need
OP.
more to be there for your family.
English major.
Yeah.
Well, just
I think we get it. I think she's just using
I know
that
what
term.
you're saying, but
Yeah.
I'm like, if we're
'Cause,
gonna
I mean-
say like, it's because the thing is all about, takes a village.
Takes a village. Yeah.
That's not the
if
definition of
you're
a
like,
village.
my family's my village. That's just your family.
That's
she
very
does
true.
not want a village. That's
well,
okay.
I think she's using it in
100%
a
accurate.
very
Yeah.
wrong way, and I think we've ignored it. 'Cause she's saying she is her family's village.
Yeah, you can't be your family's
Use
village.
different words, OP.
You can't be your family's village, okay?
That's okay, Sophia.
That's fine. You don't have to be your family's village. Anyway,
my oldest, although a calm and cute kid, is a pain in the butt that needs to be supervised all the time. If I don't supervise him all the time, he will sneak and eat the cat's food or insert his fingers into wire sockets.
Oh.
By the way, a genuine question for all the parents who have 3-year-old kids. Are all the kids so kamikaze, or is only mine this level of menace?
I think it's generally all kids.
They all
Probably.
do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't need 2 additional stranger kids in my home unsupervised by their parents. Sue me. Now to the update. After reading all your replies, I understood my brother is not being fair. He asks me to be understanding of Natalie's situation, but is he understanding of mine? I don't think so. So I sent him the following message. Hey, brother, I had some time to think about the entire situation, and I want to share my thoughts with you. First of all, I did something that might make you mad, and you might not agree with it, but please keep an open mind and read what I am about to send you. I made a post on Reddit and asked about my situation with Natalie, and the replies were mostly pointing in the same direction. Maybe you'll want to see some unbiased feedback from hundreds of people who don't know us and are able to have a clear perspective. Now, I feel like you are not fair towards me. I understand that you have a relationship relationship with Natalie and she is your life partner, but it seems very selfish of you to put the burden on me. I understand Natalie may have some issues with her family. She may desperately need to feel accepted and to have a big family for her and her children, but her struggles were not caused by me. You asked me to be understanding towards her, but were you understanding towards me? Did you defend your nephew when he was pushed twice by Natalie's daughter? Did you even explain to Natalie that she is expecting too much from your sister who is dealing with a baby and a toddler? Did you defend your parents when Natalie commented about them? I'm so sorry it got to this point, but I will be honest. My main priority will always be my family, not Natalie, not her kids. I am not a therapist. I am not an emotional support animal, and I am not the old 1-2ing bag for times when things don't go her way. I love you. I am happy if you are happy, but I need some space from the toxicity that she brings. You have known me since I was a baby. You know how I am, so please set the record straight with her and explain that I will never be what she wants when she wants. And I'm going to set the record straight right now. We have full episodes with more stories just like this one. You know where you can find them? Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever your favorite podcast app is. You just got to search OK Storytime. Okay, got it?
It's true.
Go on over.
You heard it here first.
Yep, there we go. But there is a little bit more to this story.
Yeah.
I would love to know your thoughts on all of this.
My guy. Yeah, no, I think that was very reasonable. I mean, I'm always an advocate for in-person.
Yeah.
Or at least, phone communication. I think that text things can be misread or misinterpreted.
Sure.
Sorry. But I think nothing you said in the text was wrong. I think it was all very valid. And yeah, I think what's your brother's girlfriend expecting way too much from you?
Well, there is a little bit more to the story. After around an hour, he replied, "Oh crap. Give me some time to read everything and gather my thoughts. I will come over at your place. Just give me some days, please. Love you." Now the ball is in his court. You were right. Natalie is his girlfriend, so it's his problem. Let's see how things turn out after he comes to talk, but I am keeping my expectations low, and that is the end of that story.
Look, my brother-in-law demanded my grandfather's vintage watch because he wants the good luck.
Well, what if I want good luck, huh?
I, 30 male, am engaged to Sarah, 29 female, and our wedding is in 10 months. I have my grandfather's vintage watch, which he wore on his own wedding day. It's a family tradition that the firstborn son wears it on his wedding day for good luck. By the way, this comes from Be Real Son. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, since my dad passed away when I was young, the watch came to me, and I've always planned to wear it when I got married. My future brother-in-law, Ben, 28 male, is Sarah's younger brother, and he's getting married in 4 months. He knows about the watch and its significance. Recently, he asked if he could borrow it for his wedding, arguing that since his wedding is first, he should be the one to have the good luck. I told him no, because I want to honor the family tradition and wear it myself. It has literally no meaning to this guy. Ben was upset and told Sarah that I'm being selfish. Sarah is caught in the middle. She understands my attachment to the watch, but also feels for her brother. I don't feel for her brother. Now her parents are saying I should let Ben wear it first, as it's just a watch and traditions can be flexible. I really value this tradition and the memory of my grandfather. Am I being unreasonable by refusing to let Ben borrow the watch? And folks, there is an update, but now that you're on the same page, what do you think?
I think it's crazy.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to him. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could do it if you guys are kind of close and seems like part of the family and it's really just innocent. Like, hey, just for some good luck. But maybe you could talk about it. But
the second someone says no,
yeah,
we don't keep badgering. For
it's
example, another maybe a little bit more dramatized version of this is, let's say OP has a wedding dress and another, their partner's sibling says, hey, can I use that wedding dress for my wedding? And they're like, no, this is my mom's wedding dress.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, no, it's just a wedding dress. Can I just use it? Can I just borrow it?
Huh?
No. Update. Hey everyone, thanks for the comments on my post. They really got me thinking. I talked to Sarah last night after work about Ben wanting my grandfather's watch, and it turned into a massive fight. We figured things out eventually, but it was a rough one. Here's what happened. I started by telling Sarah there's no way Ben's getting the watch. It's my grandfather's, worn on his wedding day, and the tradition is that the firstborn son wears it for good luck. Since my dad passed away when I was young, it's mine, and I've always planned to wear it at our wedding in 10 months. I hit her with what some of you suggested. If it's just a watch to Ben, why is he so desperate to wear it for his wedding in 4 months? She got heated, saying Ben's freaking out about his wedding and thinking the good luck will make it perfect. I called that straight up entitled. Ben's got no claim to my family's heirloom and I'm not handing it over. Then I went in on her for not having my back, like a lot of you pointed out. I said she's only caught in the middle because she won't tell Ben and her parents to back off. Sarah lost it, shouting that I'm forcing her to pick sides and her parents are blowing up her phone saying I'm being a knucklehead for clinging to a relic. That set me off. I yelled that it's not a relic. It's all I have left of my dad and grandfather, and if she can't see that, maybe she doesn't care about me. She snapped back that I'm fixated on a stupid tradition and making her family feel like garbage. You're making his tradition feel like garbage.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be the kind of situation where it's like, this watch is going to be at my wedding no matter what. Are you going to be at my wedding?
Ooh, bars.
Is this what's going to happen here?
Bars. I told her if we're getting married, she needs to act like my fiance, not Ben's defender. It got nastier. I said I will lock the watch in a safe because I don't trust her family not to misplace it. And she flipped, screaming that I'm calling them thieves. I shouted that I wouldn't have to if she just shut this down from the start. She started crying, saying I'm making her feel like a horrible fiance, and I wasn't calm. I snapped that she's letting me down by siding with Ben. She grabbed her bag, said she's done with me for now, and stormed out to her friend's place. I was furious, thinking this might just be more than just the watch. Late last night, Sarah called, still upset but calmer. She said she doesn't want this to ruin us. I admitted I got too worked up, but I stood by needing her support. Good on you, OP. She broke down, saying she gets how much the watch means and feels awful for calling it a relic. She promised to tell Ben and her parents it's a hard no, and we'll face them together this weekend. Good? Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, she was being pretty sucky, but, she came around and realized, sometimes you get a lot of pressure from your parents and your family. And you feel like you have to do it because they're telling you have to do it.
Yeah.
And you have this big blow up thing, and then you take some time and you realize, oh, yeah, I'm in the wrong.
Uh-huh.
And it seems like that's kind of the case here.
Yeah, I feel like if I was him, I would still need a second to
absolutely
forgive, because it's like,
it's not just gone. It doesn't,
Right. I feel like it's like, okay, great. You realized how crazy you will be in. Now let's talk about it, because what just happened?
Yeah, why did you feel the need to react that way?
Yeah, I don't know if he feels this way, but me personally, as Angie, I feel differently about this woman.
Yeah. I would feel disrespected.
Yeah. So
I'd feel like my consent in matters doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And if they were saying that it's just a watch, then why did they care about it so much to this point?
She's coming home today, and we agreed to work on talking without blowing up, especially with her family causing trouble. To keep things cool, we're considering getting Ben a nice watch as a wedding gift, so he's got something without touching mine. But there is a second update. Hey everyone, thanks for the support on my posts about the watch mess. People wanted another update. Here's what went down this weekend when Sarah and I talked to Ben and her parents. On Sunday, we sat down at her parents' place for brunch. Ben brought up the watch, saying it'd be a classy touch for his big day. I'd been thinking a lot about why he wants it. He's, off. Got a old watch collection, all flashy modern stuff, not vintage like my grandfather's. It doesn't fit him. So I'm guessing it's his way of flexing control, like he's got to one-up me before his wedding. I stood my ground. It's my family's tradition tied to my dad and grandfather, both gone. It's all I've got left of them, and it's for my wedding. Sarah didn't hesitate and backed me, saying if Ben kept pushing, we'd draw a line. Things got heated. Ben got defensive, saying I was making a fuss over just a watch and ignoring family harmony.
Bruh.
He rolled his eyes when I mentioned my dad, which pissed me off. His fiance finally left brunch, I think fed up with Ben. That seemed to knock some sense into him. He stepped out. They talked and both came back and apologized. Long story short, we're doing a golf trip in 2 weeks to hash things out. I might be naive, but I'm optimistic. Sarah's parents didn't say much, but her mom mentioned helping with our wedding in 10 months, like I owed them something. That hit wrong, especially since we're signing a prenup to protect their family assets. Yeah. Okay. These are rich people who think that they are owed everything. That's it.
There we go.
That's it.
We
They're
found
like,
it.
oh, yeah, we want that watch.
we have
Give
it?
me that watch.
Yeah.
Poor person. Give me the watch.
Yeah. It was crazy that he was saying, like, why are you making such a fuss out of this when clearly it was him making the fuss out of this.
Exactly. I'm so glad you said that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yup.
Wild.
That hit wrong, especially since we're signing a prenup to protect their family assets. I'm no slouch, though. I've made something of myself. Sarah was there through my darkest days. Addiction, hitting rock bottom, falling apart. Her parents thought she could do better, kept pushing their family piety thing, which probably made her feel stuck in the middle early on. Some of you said I should dump Sarah, but that's not right. We've been together for years, and she's been my rock through that mess. I've got screw-ups she's let slide, addictions, some darker stuff, so I'm not going to judge her for one rough patch. We've started counseling soon, something we both want to keep us solid. But you know what will keep you solid?
What?
Listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search a Bokeh Storytime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, but there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
One of our commenters said something about, like, add the watch to the prenup.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you
make
don't
sure.
get the watch.
Yeah, you're not getting that watch.
Honestly, yeah.
Shirley Sunshine.
But there's a little bit left of the story, but yeah, I think that you are on the right path with
Totally.
Sarah, for sure.
Yes.
And I think it's just like, I think in therapy, you need to have a pretty long discussion about how, what you want your relationship with her family to be going forward.
Yeah.
And hopefully you kind of set those boundaries. Don't let them walk all over you, as it seems they want to do. And I think you'll be all right.
Yes, I agree.
We decided not to get Ben a watch. A lot of you pointed out a wedding gift should be for both the bride and groom, and I wasn't thinking straight before. We're leaning towards a honeymoon contribution instead. I'm starting to see clearer. Thank you everyone for the suggestions and support. I know I'm going against the main suggestion to dump Sarah, but that's not an option at this point. Not without me giving it my all, because I know she's willing to do the same. And that is the end of that story, folks. It seems like we're heading in the right direction, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think on, like, the brother-in-law's behalf, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
But with Sarah and OP, I think that's good. I still think it's probably a good discussion to have of, like, hey, why did
Agreed.
that happen in the first place?
Yes.
But, still something that you can work through for sure. For sure. I refused to pay my cat sitter because she did a horrible job.
Well, how much were you paying her per hour?
I, 29 female, have an 11-year-old calico named Daisy. A year ago, I moved a few hours further from home for work, which came with the issue of needing to find a new sitter. By the way, this comes from CatMom51525, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, my fiance, 34 male, and I were lucky to find somebody pretty quickly through a pet sitting app, but she ended up being unavailable during the week of our trip. This came up over dinner at my sister's house, and her daughter and my niece suggested her cousin, brother-in-law's family, Ava, 18 female, saying that she's been looking for some side jobs to make money before she goes off to college this fall. I contacted Ava and she accepted the job. I invited Ava over a couple of days early so that she could meet Daisy and get acquainted with this space. The most important detail here is that I emphasized our main rule, to not let Daisy out unleashed and unsupervised. I showed Ava the harness and leash I used to take Daisy on walks, explained the risks of letting her out unsupervised, and she seemed to understand. Fiance and I left on our trip a couple of days later thinking all was well. We finally got back yesterday after a genuinely lovely week and met Ava as she was finishing up with her last drop-in. During our reunion, I found scratches on Daisy. I asked Ava if she had any idea of what happened. At first, Ava's story was that she didn't know, and then she admitted that it might have happened when they went on a walk. I went to find the harness to see if there was any damage to it, but it was in the exact same spot that I left it in, along with the leash. I asked Ava point blank if she let Daisy out by herself, and she finally admitted yes.
Don't do that, guys. Don't let your cats out by themselves. They ruin the local ecology.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking, the cat could like run away or get hit by a car.
That, but also they are like a menace to the local wildlife.
Interesting.
It's a pretty big problem. The bird population
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Ava said that Daisy wouldn't stop hounding her for food and treats, and that she was yowling so much during a drop-in when she was having a headache that she put her out for a little while she set up the food and cleaned the litter. She then forgot Daisy outside all night.
Oh my gosh.
Which honestly that's probably the most fun that Daisy's had in a long time.
Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, she got
probably.
into a tussle.
But
She got into a freaking tussle, man.
yeah, oh my
Wow,
gosh, it's like a miracle that she is still here
Dude,
and came back.
I would not give this lady money. I would not
Absolutely
give her
not.
money.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
I wouldn't
totally
either.
would not.
I would not either. I think neglecting my pet disqualifies you from payment.
I feel
Although
like
I do believe in that cats and all animals have a more fulfilled life outside.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
I would agree with that, but forgetting them is like,
Right.
yeah, living outside is
Live.
different from just enjoying the
Yeah.
outdoors for
Yeah.
sure. But
like, I enjoy the outdoors.
could you survive in the outdoors?
No. I'm
But
domesticated.
yeah, I do agree. She said that she realized when she dropped back in the next morning for a feeding and a walk, and Daisy wasn't waiting just inside the door, that she remembered that she put her out. So she tried shaking a bag of Daisy's favorite cat treats, which worked. She's a greedy little cat. I was furious at that point and asked Ava to leave. She asked, what about the money? And I told her that she wouldn't be getting paid. She got upset and said that it wasn't fair to not pay her for an entire week over one mistake, but eventually she left. She has texted me an apology since, but I've also received texts from my brother-in-law, who is mostly taking her side in the issue and saying that I should absolutely pay her, but that he would understand if I docked a day off. I told him that I'll be putting my money towards a vet visit, which I have an appointment for tomorrow. And to clarify a few things, Ava is not a family member of mine. She is my brother-in-law's niece, technically step-niece, as his sister is Ava's stepmother. I do not consider her a niece or cousin of mine. Family is not a factor here for me. I didn't know her at all and admit that I should have been more cautious about hiring her. Brother-in-law said that she was a very good and responsible kid, and she had done some pet sitting jobs before, so I thought everything would be fine. Wouldn't be making that mistake again. To those suggesting that I still pay Ava but dock the vet bills from her pay, if I do that, it will result in her owing me. I do not want to pursue legal action or try to get any money out of Ava. I have told her and the brother-in-law this and expressed more than once that the best I will do is compromise and consider us square. I don't pay her. She doesn't pay any of Daisy's vet bills. Honestly, so fair. I think that's so fair because it is one thing, like when she was saying like, you know, maybe you don't get paid for all this, I was thinking like, well, maybe like you pay for like one day out of the whole week or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. But the fact that I forgot about the scratches.
The scratches.
The
like,
scratches.
She's going to the vet.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Totally
That's
expensive.
Freaking overpriced.
Yeah. So I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I know results for certain things won't be available or reliable so soon. I will be doing follow-up appointments for further testing and assessments. Some relevant comments. Scarlett, not that one. Info. Is the vet visit due to harm incurred from the unleashed walk? If so, then not the a-hole for not paying. Normally, she would deserve to get paid for most or all of what she worked. But if she intentionally disregarded your clear instructions and that caused damage, then it's fair for the cost of damage to be deducted from the pay. OP responds, the vet visit is for the scratches that I found on her. Yes. I want to make sure that they aren't infected and that she didn't contract anything. I'm honestly not sure how Ava didn't notice them or if she just thought that she could get away with it. They had dried blood stuck to them and they were 2 to 3 inches in length. Yikes, man. I've since cleaned the wound a bit with some water and a towel, and I gave her a true tube. I wanted to take her to the vet immediately, but we got home quite late, so it had already closed. And when I called first thing this morning to ask about coming in, they said that they had several appointments and that somebody had called out sick, but they would squeeze me in tomorrow. Gem Zanity says, not the a-hole at all. She's lucky your cat didn't get lost or worse.
Yeah.
I'm currently dog sitting to help my friend out. As I'm not usually around dogs, he's given me a comprehensive list of do's and don'ts. You bet I'm following that list to the letter because he knows his dog better than I do.
No, every time I've ever pet sit, people give me like a whole spreadsheet or not spreadsheet, but like a whole
Like a list.
list of things that I do, and then you go down the list and you literally do everything that they say.
Everything. That's part of the job.
Yeah.
That's part of the job. Yeah.
People's pets are important to them.
Yeah, I cat sit for my aunt like all the time. And there was one time where like I was going into the backyard and one of them like accidentally got out. And I was terrified. But luckily I was able to, it like ran out and then paused. And so I just snuck up behind it and picked it up.
Nice.
I was terrified
Yeah.
though. Because of this,
That's
it's so
scary.
dangerous to let like cats that don't go out often. I mean, this one seems to, but on a leash.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous to let them out because You don't know if
Don't
they're
know
going to
what
come
they'll
back.
get up to.
Yeah. Although we're getting on quite well. She even took me for a walk earlier. OP responds, I'm honestly so glad that nothing worse happened. We live close to a busy road and I've seen other strays in the area. I'm a little worried if she was attacked by a stray cat, which is what it looks like, that she could have contracted something. Northern Lit Up says, not the a-hole. Tell her that you'll pay her whatever is left of her fee after the vet visit, provided that your cat doesn't need anything due to her injuries. Daisy very easily could have been affected by FIV from a feral cat. That's the part that would terrify me. Quite frankly, she'd be lucky if you didn't sue her for the vet care if Daisy did contract a disease. OP says FIV is one of the big concerns right now. I've seen strays in the area here. We do have an update, but yeah, someone in the chat said that Ava is 18. I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Don't tell Ronald Reagan about FIV. He won't do anything.
Yep.
He's like,
just
the
gonna
cats,
put that out there.
What does we're gonna have a gay cat wedding.
Gay cat wedding. Keep that away from the gay rat wedding.
And Ronald
Please.
Reagan.
They're
We're gonna have
danger.
Chewbacca officiate
Danger.
space lasers. Ronald Reagan.
What?
What?
Those were his thoughts
What?
when he got towards the
Chewbacca's
end of his.
thoughts?
Yeah, he was like, after he saw Star Wars, Ronald Reagan actually wanted to develop a space laser defense system to
Word.
protect us from like missile threats.
Word.
And everyone was like, okay, Mr. Reagan, go back to your tapioca. Like,
Oh, man.
Listen, you can get ideas from all over the place. You'll never
Anywho.
know when inspiration strikes.
Yeah.
But there is an update coming right up. I have been incredibly busy with handling my job. Apparently, 3 people were fired in my absence and caring for Daisy since making my original post, but I've read many of the comments and understand that many people have questions and want an update. So I'm taking my first real free moment since coming back from my vacation to fill you all in on what's been happening. I took Daisy to the vet the day after making my original post due to the scratches I found on her. Like I mentioned in the comments, they were 2 to 3 inches in length and had dried blood on them. The vet's opinion was that they were decently deep and likely infected, which was later confirmed, and Daisy was prescribed meds to deal with that. She's much better now, and she seems to be back to near perfect health, but there will be subsequent visits to determine if she has any other issues, such as FIV, which can't be accurately tested for so soon. My vet was kind enough to give me a quote for the future visits I've scheduled, which I presented along with a bill from this visit to Ava and her parents, who ended up getting involved as well, but were much less aggressive than Ava or the brother-in-law. The current bill by itself exceeds what we had agreed to pay Ava. Ava tried to push back more, which I ignored, and then her parents reached out to me. The 4 of us, me, Ava, her mom, and her dad, met up, and Ava's parents immediately brought up small claims court and asked that I please not drag them and their daughter through the system over a vet bill. Just to be clear, I never threatened to do so. The only time court came up was when brother-in-law brought it up to me, and I'm assuming Ava as well, and I insisted that I didn't want to make this a legal matter. I told Ava's parents the same, that I was not seeking legal action and was happy to consider us square. And I am happy to tell you that we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, whatever your favorite podcast app is, with more full episodes of stories just like this one. Just search OK Storytime.
Do it.
Be
Search
there,
it
be
up.
square.
That's what I always say.
That's right. There is a little bit more to the story, but what are your final thoughts to wrap
I feel
this
like
up?
everything's kind of working out right.
Totally working out.
Yeah, I think you're just getting, don't give her that money.
Yep.
Get your cat all fixed up.
Yeah.
And find a better person to cat sit your cat.
Totally. I know OP was mentioning like the brother-in-law brought up small claims court. I wonder if he brought it up in the way of like, if you don't pay Ava, we're gonna take you to court.
I think you might
And she's like, okay, go ahead, bet. Like, go ahead. This is all the stuff that you cost me from this stupid mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a ridiculous thing.
Ridiculous.
Forgot her outside.
Yeah. And then it's trying to like say, I need money. You
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
Because that makes you wonder like how much she was paying attention to the cat anyway.
I doubt at all.
Yeah. Got a little bit more to the story before
Sorry.
we wrap it up. The only other thing I wanted was for Ava to apologize for endangering Daisy. She didn't seem happy, but she said sorry, and that was that. I'm glad my cat is safe and healthy, and I'm glad the drama is over. Safe to say I won't be planning any more trips away until my regular sitter is available again.
Yeah.
There are a few other questions I noticed in the comments that I'd like to answer. They will be in a comment I post below. Thank you to everyone for your feedback and your support. More relevant comments. OP provides more info on her own comment. I got busy with dinner, but here are those questions and answers I mentioned. Thank you all again. To the question, why wasn't your usual cat sitter available? Did she not like Daisy? Did she cancel? I think we covered that before. Lana, our usual sitter, is currently dealing with a personal loss. She let us know about it when we reached out, and that she would not be available for a few months as she got her affairs in order and traveled to attend the funeral. She loves Daisy and has told us many times that she enjoys caring for her. She even crocheted Daisy a Santa hat for Christmas, and we took photos of her in it for Christmas cards. That is the cutest thing I've ever heard. Another question, is Daisy poorly trained or very loud, very needy, and a nuisance? Yeah.
She's a cat.
Very
She's
loud.
poorly trained. She's a cat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, are you implying you can't train a cat?
No, but I'm implying that they don't like to be trained.
They like to rebel.
Yeah.
Another question was, does she wait by the door or try to run outside? And the answer from OP is no. On occasion, if she isn't preoccupied, she may follow me to the door to say goodbye, or if she's expecting a walk, we go out during a specific time of day. But she doesn't wait by the door when we're going in or out trying to run for it, and we've never had an issue with her trying to slip out. She knows that she's an indoor kitty. I have also never had a sitter tell me that they've had an issue with Daisy around feeding times. Sometimes she will meow quietly as I'm preparing her bowl or getting treats, but she is not loud and obnoxious. Another question is, why don't you want Daisy going outside? OP's answer is, I do want her to go outside, but only when she is leashed and supervised for the safety of her and the environment around us. Outdoor cats are more likely to be unalived by predators, harmed or infected by other animals, or hit by cars. They pose a major threat to local bird populations.
Yeah! Love
That
this,
is true.
OP. You're awesome.
Yeah.
You know a lot of stuff, and I like that.
Yeah, very, very true. They could wander into a neighbor's yard and eat toxic plants. The list goes on and on. I love Daisy very much. I care about her health and safety, so she is an indoor cat, but I also want her to be able to safely experience the outdoors. Leashed walks are the only solution at the moment until fiance and I can get a catio built. Okay, another question is Daisy spayed? Are her shots up to date? Yes and yes, but even with up-to-date shots, she can still potentially contract something. Oh, and that is the end of that story.